There is a sound that begins where the world seems to end. It is not the roar of a familiar ocean. It is something older, a low whisper carried on the wind. It travels across an endless expanse of turquoise water. This sound calls from islands few have truly seen. They are specks of green and black rock in a vast blue emptiness. We are told stories of paradise. We see pictures of sandy beaches and smiling faces. But there is another story here, a story hidden in the very fabric of the land, a secret kept by the islands themselves. It is a tale of survival, of immense power, and of a beauty so profound it remains almost untouched. This is Samoa, but not the Samoa of postcards. This is a place of raw, untamed nature. It exists beyond the reach of the bustling world. Here, the coast is a frontier between two powerful forces. On one side, the Pacific Ocean breathes in slow, rhythmic sighs. Its waves, having traveled thousands of miles, finally crumble against black volcanic shores. On the other side, a dense, emerald jungle pushes forward. It seems to want to reclaim the very sand. The air is thick with the scent of salt and damp earth. It is a scent of creation, a reminder that life here is constantly being forged in the balance between sea and land. This first encounter is not with what is present, but with what is absent. There are no towering resorts casting long shadows over the sand. There are no sprawling cities humming with noise. Instead, there is a quiet intensity. The only sounds are the rustle of palm fronds and the gentle lapping of water against the hull of a small boat. The light here is different. It filters through a thin veil of sea mist, painting the world in soft, dreamlike colors. It feels as if one has drifted not just across an ocean, but across time itself, arriving at an age when the world was new and full of mystery. The sand beneath your feet is not uniformly white. It is a tapestry of crushed coral, volcanic minerals, and tiny polished shells. Each grain tells a story of the island's violent birth and its gentle evolution. The coastline curves away into the distance, a series of secluded coves and hidden beaches, each one a world unto itself. To walk this shore is to feel a profound sense of solitude. It is a place that invites you to listen to the whispering wind, to hear the stories it carries from the deep ocean and the ancient heart of the island. It is the beginning of a journey into the unknown. Venturing inland, the world changes completely. The bright, open expanse of the coast gives way to a deep, perpetual twilight. We leave the sound of the ocean behind. It is replaced by a profound silence, broken only by the drip of moisture from enormous leaves. We have entered a realm that feels ancient, almost prehistoric. This is the Samoan rainforest. It is a world built in layers, a towering canopy of green so thick that it almost completely blocks out the sky. Below it, a middle layer of ferns, vines, and orchids clings to every available surface. And at the very bottom, the forest floor is a soft carpet of decaying leaves and moss. The air here is cool and heavy. It carries the rich, earthy scent of life and decay. Light struggles to pierce the canopy. When it does, it appears in dramatic, shifting columns, like spotlights in a vast green cathedral. These shafts of light illuminate a world teeming with hidden life. Every tree trunk is a vertical ecosystem. Mosses, lichens, and fungi create intricate patterns on the bark. Tiny insects march in organized lines, and lizards, perfectly camouflaged, watch with unblinking eyes. This is not a passive landscape. It is a living, breathing entity, and we are but small, temporary visitors within its immense presence. This forest is a fortress of biodiversity, but its treasures are subtle. There are no large mammals crashing through the undergrowth. Instead, the life here is smaller, quieter, and often more surprising. It is a world of specialists, creatures that have evolved in isolation for millennia. To find them, one must move slowly and observe carefully. The rustle of a leaf might not be the wind, but a skink hunting for its next meal. A flash of color in the gloom could be a rare bird or an exotic butterfly. The forest demands patience. It rewards those who are willing to stop, look, and listen to its quiet rhythms. The ground itself tells a story. It is uneven, shaped by the gnarled roots of ancient trees that snake across the forest floor like massive serpents. These roots anchor the giants that form the canopy, some of which have stood for centuries. They have witnessed the changing seasons, the passing storms, and the slow march of time. To stand among them is to feel a sense of humility. It is a powerful reminder of nature's endurance and its ability to create structures of immense scale and beauty. This is a land that has remained largely unchanged, a living relic from a time long past. Deep within the green labyrinth, a new sound emerges. It is a faint, high-pitched call, a sound that does not seem to belong to a bird. It is melodic, almost ethereal. Following it requires pushing through thick vegetation, past giant ferns and hanging vines. The air grows cooler and the scent of damp earth intensifies. The forest seems to hold its breath. Then you see it, a flash of brilliant red and blue against the deep green. It is the manumea, Samoa's national bird. This is not just any bird, it is a living dinosaur. It belongs to a family of pigeons, so ancient they are called little dodos. The manumea is a shy and elusive creature. It spends its days high in the canopy, feeding on the fruits of native trees. Its survival is intricately linked to the health of the forest. Without these specific trees, the bird cannot survive. And without the bird to spread their seeds, the trees themselves would struggle. This delicate relationship is the secret heartbeat of the forest. It is a quiet, symbiotic dance that has been performed for thousands of years. Seeing a manumea is a rare privilege. It is a glimpse into the intricate web of life that holds this ancient ecosystem together. A web that is both incredibly resilient and tragically fragile. But the manumea is not the only secret the forest holds. As dusk begins to fall, the air fills with a different kind of life. Wings, but not of birds. They are large, leathery, and they move with a silent, deliberate grace. These are the flying foxes, or pea. They are not bats, but a type of fruit bat, and some of them have wingspans of over a meter. During the day, they roost in large, noisy colonies, hanging upside down from the branches of mummy trees. As the last light fades, they take to the sky in a great, dark cloud, their silhouettes stark against the twilight. Watching them is a mesmerizing spectacle. They are the gardeners of the night, crucial pollinators for many of the forest's plants. They travel great distances, carrying pollen and seeds from one part of the island to another. Their role is as vital as the manumea's, but it is performed under the cover of darkness. The forest has two distinct pulses: the rhythm of the day, governed by birds and insects, and the rhythm of the night, governed by these magnificent flying mammals. Together, they ensure the continued life and health of this incredible, self-contained world. The volcanic origins of these islands are not just a story from the distant past. The evidence is everywhere, etched into the landscape in dramatic and beautiful ways. In the heart of the island of Upolu, there is a place where the earth has opened up. It is not a crater, but a trench, a vast, deep chasm that cuts through the jungle. This is the Samoa Ocean Trench. From above, it looks like a wound in the earth, a deep green hole surrounded by lush gardens. But descending the steep wooden ladder into its depths reveals a world of breathtaking beauty and impossible clarity. At the bottom of the trench lies a pool of seawater. The water is a shade of blue, so pure and so vivid it seems to glow from within. It is connected to the ocean through a series of underwater caves and tunnels, and it rises and falls with the tide. Sunlight filters down from the opening above, illuminating the water and creating a magical, otherworldly atmosphere. To float in this pool is to be suspended between two worlds. Above is the green jungle, alive with the sounds of the forest. Below is the silent, blue mystery of the water. It is a place of profound peace. This trench is a geological marvel. It is a collapsed lava tube, a remnant of the powerful volcanic forces that created the island. The same forces have sculpted the entire coastline, creating dramatic cliffs, sea arches, and blowholes. On the island of Savai'i, the Alafaga blowholes put on a spectacular display. Here, the ocean surges into a series of ancient lava tubes. As the waves crash in, immense pressure builds up, forcing jets of water hundreds of feet into the air. The ground trembles, and the roar is deafening. It is a raw, powerful demonstration of nature's force. These are not just tourist attractions. They are sacred places, deeply woven into the fabric of Samoan culture and mythology. They are seen as portals, connections between the physical world and the world of spirits. Stories are told of giants who once walked these lands, their footsteps creating the depressions and their battles shaping the coast. To stand in these places is to feel the weight of that history. It is to understand that the land is not just rock and soil, but a living chronicle of the past, a place where giants still sleep just beneath the surface. The world beneath the waves is as rich and as mysterious as the forest on land. The islands of Samoa are surrounded by vibrant coral reefs, intricate cities of color and life. But beyond the reef edge, the seabed drops away into a deep, blue abyss. It is in these deeper waters that some of the ocean's most majestic creatures travel. They are not permanent residents. They are pilgrims on an ancient migratory path. They are the humpback whales. They journey here from the frigid feeding grounds of the Antarctic to the warm, sheltered waters of Samoa to give birth and raise their young. Their arrival is a quiet one. There is no grand announcement. One day, the deep blue is empty. The next, it is alive with their presence. From a clifftop vantage point, one might see the distant puff of a blow, a misty exhalation hanging in the still air. Or, if you are very lucky, the astonishing sight of a 40-ton body breaching, launching itself out of the water in a display of pure power and grace, before crashing back down in an explosion of white spray. These are fleeting moments, glimpses into a world that is largely hidden from our view. The true magic, however, happens not through sight, but through sound. To slip into the water and simply float is to enter their acoustic world. The songs of the male humpback whales are among the most complex and haunting sounds in the animal kingdom. They are intricate compositions of moans, cries, and groans that travel for miles through the water. The sound is not just heard with the ears, it is felt. It vibrates through your entire body, a deep, resonant hum that seems to connect you to the very pulse of the ocean. It is a song of immense longing and ancient wisdom. These songs are not random. They are structured, with repeating themes and phrases, and they evolve from year to year. Each population of whales has its own unique song. The whales of Samoa sing a different dialect from those in other parts of the Pacific. To listen to them is to hear a form of culture, a tradition passed down through generations. It is a powerful reminder that we are not the only species with complex communication and deep social bonds. The deep waters of Samoa are not empty. They are a concert hall, a nursery, and a sanctuary for these gentle giants of the sea. The wonders of Samoa are not confined to the land and the sea. They extend upwards into the vast open sky. As night falls and the last traces of orange and purple fade from the horizon, a new spectacle begins. Far from the light pollution of cities, the sky over Samoa is an ocean of stars. The Milky Way stretches from one horizon to the other, not as a faint, milky band, but as a brilliant, textured river of light. It is so bright that it casts a faint shadow on the ground. Familiar constellations are joined by southern stars that are invisible to those in the northern hemisphere. This celestial display was not just a beautiful sight for the ancestors of the Samoan people. It was a map, a clock, and a compass. The stars guided the great voyaging canoes that first settled these islands. Polynesian navigators were master astronomers. They could read the position of the stars, the direction of the swells, and the flight paths of birds to navigate across thousands of miles of open ocean. They did not see the stars as distant, burning balls of gas. They saw them as family, as guides, and as signposts on a great celestial ocean. This deep connection to the sky is still present today. The rhythm of life is still tied to the phases of the moon and the changing of the seasons. The planting and harvesting of crops, the best times for fishing, and the timing of ceremonies are all influenced by these celestial cycles. To lie on a beach and gaze up at the night sky is to share an experience that has connected generations of Samoans. It is to feel a sense of scale, to understand one's small place in a vast and magnificent universe. The stars are not just above, they are part of the story of this place. There is a particular stillness to the Samoan night. The air cools, and the sounds of the day are replaced by a gentle chorus of insects and the distant murmur of the reef. In this quiet, the sky feels closer, more immediate. Shooting stars streak across the darkness with surprising frequency. Satellites, silent and steady, glide through the constellations. It is a dynamic and ever-changing canvas. The sky here is not a void, but a place of stories, of navigation, and of profound beauty. It is the final, sweeping chapter in the epic of this hidden paradise. Our journey ends where it began, with a feeling. It is a feeling that is hard to describe. It is a sense of peace, but also of power. It is a feeling of awe, but also of belonging. Samoa is a place that gets under your skin. It changes you in subtle ways. It recalibrates your senses. It teaches you to listen to the silence between the sounds, to see the life in the seemingly empty spaces, to feel the history in the very air you breathe. It is a reminder that the most profound experiences are often the quietest ones. The world is full of beautiful places, but few possess this unique combination of raw power and gentle spirit. It is in the contrast between the thunder of the blowholes and the whisper of the whale's song. It is in the difference between the dark, dense jungle and the bright, open sky. It is a land of dualities, a place of perfect balance. The true souvenir from a journey here is not an object you can hold in your hand. It is a memory of a particular quality of light, the scent of rain on volcanic soil, the feeling of the earth's pulse beneath your feet. What is the secret of Samoa? Perhaps it is that it does not shout for attention. It waits. It waits for the traveler who is willing to slow down, to look beyond the surface, to explore the hidden paths, the deep trenches, and the silent forests. It rewards curiosity with moments of pure, unscripted magic. A chance encounter with a rare bird, the breathtaking sight of a breaching whale, the humbling experience of standing beneath a billion stars. These are the moments that truly define this place. We leave these islands with more questions than answers. We have seen but a fraction of what they hold. We have heard but a whisper of their ancient songs. The hidden paradise they never told you about is not just a location on a map. It is a state of being. It is a challenge to our perception of the world. It asks us to look closer, to listen deeper, and to appreciate the profound and complex beauty of a world that is still, in many ways, wonderfully wild. And its deepest secrets, one feels, will remain protected by the whispering coast and the silent, watchful giants of the land.